everybody, Laura here. I am doing my second live cooking show and I'm very excited, and I seem to have taken up the entire kitchen with ingredients so that I could keep organized. So today I'm going to make some mushroom pizza bites, and then I'm going to make like a side salad. So if you are looking for veggies galore or vegetarian options, I do have some cheese in there, but other than that I think pretty much lands in the vegetarian options for things, or you can sub in what you like. So I'm going to start with my mushroom pizza bites. And before I forget, if you're on here from one of our awesome parties or from my VIP group, please make sure that you post that in the chat, because there will be a giveaway this week. So I'll go back through the comments just in case there were people that couldn't watch on live. So make sure that you put in the comments your host name or Tasty Tidbits VIP. If you're not in either of those, join my VIP so you have a chance to win the prize for this week. So, and you can win being on live or you can win being on replay. So I'll give you a couple of days to watch this. I know 3 o'clock on a Wednesday can be kind of tricky. Okay, so I'm going to start with mushroom pizza bites. And what I'm kind of looking for are sides or main dishes that are veggie heavy and really flavorful. So this one really checks the boxes for me. So I started with our modular pans, which are like hot right now, literally and figuratively. They're really wonderful because they fit in the air fryer, and I love my air fryer, but I don't want to clean it. So anything that I can use pan-wise, whether bar pan or the modular pans, and then there's some other things that fit in there, but anything I can use to keep from having to like clean the grates is wonderful, although they are dishwasher safe. So I went ahead and I'm taking my mushrooms, and I pulled out the stems. I was kind of looking for bigger mushrooms, but they just didn't really seem to exist this time. So I cooked them for 6 minutes, and then the air fryer is like super smart. So it told me to, trade them at the 3-minute. So I did that, and then I pulled them out, and then you let them sit for a second so that the liquid comes out. So, and then now that I'm remembering, I haven't actually sprayed them either. So let me flip those back over. So I'm gonna do a quick spray on those. That's just an olive oil spray. And the nice thing about the sprayer is it keeps you from using so much, so gives a nice light coating without overuse. Dry this out a little bit. So the goal by pre-cooking them essentially is to get that liquid out of there so that they're not messy. Okay, so I'm gonna flip these over. These were like way more liquid than the other ones did. All right, put that in the wrong place. Okay, so I've got those all flipped. And next up, I need to probably spray both sides just in case. Do a quick spray on those. All right, and if you're on live, go ahead and say hello. I can kind of see, you guys are like pretty far back on my little stand over here. So next we need 1/4 cup of raw spinach chopped. Okay, so I'm just gonna take store-bought spinach and I'm just gonna chop it with my scissors, because then I can get it as small as I want. Kind of like monitor how big I want things. I love these like containers of salad because they're already like pre-washed and like ready to go. Okay, so that looks pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit of raw spinach. And these, like I said, these little mushrooms are like so tiny. They're not gonna take much to fit in there, but it's just tricky to find them this time. Love a good veggie side. I know those little pieces that I cut up. Try to kind of steer clear of the stem so you don't get a big stem in a bite. Okay, get those in there. All right, let me move this out of the way. All right, so we've got mushrooms and we've got spinach so far. And then next up, I am going to add a teaspoon of marinara sauce and garlic powder. Okay, so I'm using, I think it's called Rao's. I think it's the way it's pronounced, R-A-O. So I'm trying to think what I heard on the commercial, because I think I've been saying it wrong like the whole time. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball that, because I know I need just a little bit, just to get some flavor in there. But their marinara is really wonderful. And there are a lot of like popular like eating programs that are using this, probably because it's like a little more natural and a little lower on sugars would be my guess. So we've got like a super busy week this week, and I usually am planning to go live on Friday, although I'm kind of tweaking that to figure out kind of what works best around here. And I realized, I'm like, oh, I can't do Friday this week. So I bumped it to Wednesday, and thinking, that everybody's gonna be gone from the house, and in pops my son, like, I'm getting ready to go live, and I was like, oh man. So, okay, next up I need garlic powder, and I pulled 2 of our garlics. This is garlic and herb, and then I got like a regular garlic. And I am like a total smell tester. It's like, I pulled 2 because I wasn't sure. And it's definitely gonna be this other one, the first one. So that's garlic and herb. And I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle it on there, just give it a little bit of pop. I pulled the basil out of the garden a little while ago. Gosh, and I've got like residue of it on my fingers, and it smells so good. So good. Okay, and then garlic powder, and then cheese. Okay, so the basil goes on after. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to, which you're probably going to think it looks crazy, but I'm going to grate the Pampered or the mozzarella, which tends to be kind of messy because mozzarella is a super soft. It's a super soft cheese, but I don't need a lot, and I love it fresh. Like anything that you can get that's fresh versus in a bag just tastes so much better. But on mozzarella and grating, it just tends to be a little bit on the messy side. So I just need a little bit just to kind of add like a topper on that. So it's in there for flavor. And the more you add, then the heavier the fats get. So, if that's something that you're watching, adding just a little bit of flavor, but backing off on the amount that you use will still give you the same results. And less calories. Okay, those look so pretty. All right, so cheese, bake for 3 minutes until cheese is melted. Okay, so let me pop these, make sure they're not still hot. Pop these into the air fryer. And I'm actually gonna do, I think I'm gonna do 4 minutes, so then I can get like a good 2 minutes on each side, because it'll have me flip it. And we can check it. Okay, so that's good to go. And then next, all I'll need to do is, let's see, let me pop this over here, some room. All I will need to do is chop the fresh basil leaves. So I might as well do that real quick while I'm working on this side. I can move my operation over a little bit. It's actually little teeny tiny ones will be perfect. Pop them in there, and then I've got them already. Give them a rough chop. It just smells so good. I love anything fresh. It just smells so yummy. My herb garden was doing really well until I forgot to water it for a little bit, and then it totally freaked out on me, and I lost a couple things, and kind of nursing it back to health right now, which it's behaving. So I guess it likes to be watered more than I realized. But okay, let me go ahead and give that just a quick chop. You use the food chopper. I do find that sometimes leafy things are a little bit tricky for the food chopper to get through. It just so sometimes I just go for the scissors on that kind of stuff. But for onions, always my go-to. Okay, cool. Let's set this aside. Get this guy out of the way. Alrighty, so next we're going to make a salad in part 2 of veggies. So we're going to start with 1/4 of a cup and 2 tablespoons of reduced fat cream cheese, which I'm just using like Philadelphia 1/3 less fat for that, and I went ahead and pre-measured it. This has become like my favorite right now. It's so cool. Take it apart, toss it in, and clean it up later. Okay, and then I've got 1/4 of a cup of unsweetened almond milk. Don't use vanilla, that would like taste terrible. A little beep over here is like reminding me that I'm cooking something that needs to be switched. Which I appreciate the reminder because inevitably things would burn. I'm sure things would burn around here more often if I didn't have things that beeped at me. Set timers for like everything. So, okay, so we've got 1/4 of a cup and 2 tablespoons of reduced fat cream cheese, and then 1/4 of a cup of almond milk, and then I got fresh chives, which I went ahead and chopped up real quick just so that I wasn't taking time on our video. And then I need 2 medium lemons, which I love to squeeze lemons, so I was really excited that these were part of the recipe. Using this bowl over here is like my garbage bowl, so. Alright, so chop them in half. I'm kind of thinking that these are going to be too big for my citrus crust, so we'll just try popping it before. But what you want to do is you pop it in here and then you put the pulp side down. Squeeze them in. Dump it out. Go on to the next one. Oh boy, it smells around here. Amazing. So if you're just popping on, I would love to know if you're in a party or in my VIP group so that I can put you in the drawing for a free gift or free giveaway for this week. And I'll be watching, to see who comments, and I'll let you watch the replay too. So I know 3 o'clock on a Wednesday is kind of tricky. But I'm doing mushroom bites, and then like a side salad, so like super veggie, partially because I made so much chicken the other day that we're going to do leftover chicken, so I just needed like some veggie madness to go with it. That was a little too small, but I can do 2 of those. Lemons are huge right now, and the mushrooms are small, so I don't know. Like, this is like gigantic. I mean, it's awesome, but it's like gigantic. It's a little tricky to get in there. Yep. And my air fryer finished, so I'll have to pop over and check those in just a second. This closer so I'm not making such a mess. I hope everybody's having an awesome Wednesday. Ours is like busy and everybody's kind of all over the place, and we've got some really fun calls tonight for my team and some little one-on-one meetings. I'm really excited to check in on everybody, see how everybody's doing. And then I like to have dinner kind of ready for nights like this so that when everybody does appear at home, I can have something ready to go, or we can eat on our own if we need to. Sometimes we don't end up hungry all at the same time. Okay, 2 more to go. I should have pre-squeezed those. All right, that was a haul. But man, that gave us a huge base of liquid, which is awesome. I'll toss that in my thing to wash later. Okay, cool. So we've got 2 lemons, chives, almond milk, and fat-free or reduced fat like cream cheese. And what I'm making is a dressing if you just popped on. And then I got 2 teaspoons of capers, which I love capers. If you're not an olive person, you probably don't like capers. If you've never heard of them before, I love them. I think they are wonderful little like flavor pups. So let me pull this out before it keeps yelling at me and check it and see. Oh, look at those. Yeah, they look perfect. Okay. made them before, but I usually make them in the, those turned out great too. All right, cool, pretty. I love a good pretty meal. But I made them before. I just usually do them in the, oven, but with it being hot outside, I kind of avoiding using the oven at all possible costs. Okay, so next up, I am going to use my immersion blender, which is like a hot item right now. And if you're watching this live or in August of 2022, it is $100 off, which I'm so excited about. So I'm gonna take my immersion blender and I'm gonna start on the slow side. I do have some chunky things in there. Pump it up. If you have chickies around at home, it does have a safety on it. So you have to like pump the button here and then push the power button, or else it won't start. So because they're a little bit older, so I like to put some extra in there before doing all the crazy going. It's fantastic. This blade in here is super, super cool. So I've been using it recently to make like my protein shakes in the morning because it's, I don't have to put a blender out to make it. I just have like little chunks in my protein shake. So that's been a really cool thing. Okay, so let me pop this into my sink over here. Move the arm out of the way so I don't bump into it. Okay, so next we are going to make the base for the salad. Okay, so I'm going to use our mixing bowl. I love this mixing bowl. I'm a sucker for something that's pretty and functional. So this has like a non-stick bottom on it, so it'll sit tight while you're messing with it, which is great. And it's pretty enough to serve, which I think is fantastic. Okay, so I need 4 cups of, they say romaine, I say arugula. So arugula is my favorite. I love, it's got like kind of a bitey taste to it. And it's just a wonderful salad. But I don't like to deal with big bites of salad. Like I don't want to cut my salad. Like I want it all ready to go. So I am definitely like team chopped salad for sure. So don't want to have to cut it up and like prepare it. I want it all ready to go on the perfect bite-sized piece. So these are the choppers and they are wonderful. I use them for, gosh, like everything. But I think like, especially when I get like a Subway salad and they're not chopping anymore, then I just bring it home and chop it myself. But it's so easy and these are like super easy to clean. So I think I got it all. I'm gonna go ahead and toss it in here and then I can take a look. Sometimes the bottom doesn't get as much action as it needs to. That smells so good. I find that when I pick foods that have lots of flavor, and I don't have to add all of the extra things, that they're just as satisfying and tend to follow my goals a little bit better. So, okay, then I don't have like sneaky calories. All right, let me toss that in there. Not that I don't love a good cheeseburger. Preface that. Okay, so next up I need some cucumbers. So what we're doing is adding some different size things into our salad, which not only adds beauty to the salad, but I love like different sizes of things and different crunches. I think it makes a fun salad. So I brought all 3 of these peelers so I could kind of show you. I'm doing it backwards. Kind of show you what each one does. So that one kind of makes little spaghetti type things. And you can leave the peel on. I just sometimes like to have just like a little bit of it gone, so that'll give you a nice salad piece. And then this one doesn't have any like serrated on it, so it's like a solid blade. Okay, so by doing that, which normally I would just pick one, but by doing that, then I can have like a little bit of color variation in my cucumbers. And again, I don't want to like cut up my cucumbers, so I'm going to cut it in 4 and then chop across. Have some runaways there. Okay, I didn't do the first 2, so back up and do those real quick. dump it in. Okay, so then I've got some cucumbers. I don't think, maybe I do need that for onions. Okay, then next up, I want to show you the closing cut. This is a really great tool for cutting things that roll. So, I mean, it's not that I can't cut my tomatoes. It's gonna take me forever to like cut one by one, and I want them to be just a little bit smaller so that my bite isn't like huge. Okay, so I pop them in here, and this is like springy. Okay, so I can push this down, and then I take my knife and I go across it, and it cuts them all at once and right down the middle. Like, how cool is that? Like, really great. So we were kind of chatting about how this could be used, and it's great for like grapes or bagels or cutting chicken in half, like when you have gigantic chicken breasts. And you don't want to cook it all because I don't know, I have trouble cooking chicken breast and actually getting it cooked all the way through. So, okay, clean up one more time. Okay, so next up I'm going to add, they said red onion. I didn't have red onion, so I'm using regular onion. So I'm going to add just a little bit because it adds a little bit of flavor and punch. Okay, so my dad's trick is to give yourself a solid playing field here. So you chop off part of it, and you can still use that. And then I'm just going to thinly slice that so that, and then that'll kind of probably hop those like that so I can, yeah, I don't want them too big. But I do want some different shapes in there. That's probably good for onions for me. I just like a little bit. I don't like a huge amount. Okay, then next up, I need 2 tablespoons of bagel seasoning, which, let's see what's gonna happen with that. Sprinkle with the basil seasoning and bagel chips on the side, which I don't have, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to sprinkle this. This is Everything Bagel, which I know is like super hot, and you can get it from lots of different places. But like, check out how beautiful that is. So, let me go ahead and I'll plate this. You can see everything all together for this like veggie, little veggie salad. Okay, my tongs. I'm gonna make sure that I get like little bits of everything in here. I probably will keep the dressing on the side because I'll probably end up storing this until later. So that we can like have it for dinner or for lunch tomorrow if nobody wants it for dinner. Who knows? I never know. So, okay, so there's some salad, and then I'm going to put a little bit of my dressing on there, which looks really pretty. And then I love the bagel seasoning, so I'm getting extra of that. And then, let's see if I can find my spatula. I'm gonna get 3 mushroom bites. I may end up going back for more because they're little, especially after cooking. But they look beautiful. Okay, so there's my little salad, veggie on veggie, and you could add a protein to it if you want. You could eat it just like this. But if you have any questions, shoot me a message. If you're watching the replay, put replay. If you're watching live, put live. If you're from a party, put the host name. If you're from my VIP, put VIP. If you're not from any and you'd like to get in the giveaway, join my VIP, and then you can put VIP. And that's called Tasty Tidbits. If you would like to host a party, I would love to do this for you in your party, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.